Certified salute, Torian. Certified salute to you. Certified salute to the chat. Oh man. Okay. The Miami boys with some goddamn tethers. As soon as I seen the pictures, I was like, "Yep, these are tethers. Tether alert. Tether alert. Ain't no FBA children doing no shit like that." Um, Dion Cole, salute to you. Keep clowning these barbs. To hell with them barbs. And kick rocks. Um, t- Whoever thought it was a good idea to put Charlie Kirk on any kind of banner, they need to be dealt with. I'm just gonna put it like that. That dude's a college dropout. He all he did was talk ish about black people. There's no way we should be praising him or remembering him. Uh, Christy Nolan's replacement, like I said, that dude he was about to scrap with somebody I sent in here recently. And what else was it? Oh, the Monte comment. Yeah, them Latinos, they be thinking they can get away with speaking their language, talking sideways to us in their language, and they don't think that we can interpret what they're saying, but we know exactly what they're saying. And then when they find out that we can speak their language, that fucks with their whole mental. So appreciate you
Mm-hmm.
having me on.
No
That's
problem.
no buzzer today, hack son.
Shout out to Jesse for coming up. Next up, we got Samuel. What's going on?
Hey, Torian, what's going on? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah. First, about that whole situation with the three boys in Florida. You know what, Torian? Hey, whatever. They can get sentenced to the extreme. I don't mean like give them death or things like that, but
Hmm.
you know, they definitely do need to do some serious time.
Oh,
And
they de- oh they definitely gonna they definitely gonna do some time for sure. I mean, they already said they charging them as adults. So when you hear that, then that means they're gonna treat them as their adults. They're not gonna treat them like juveniles, which means they ain't about to give them no slap on the wrist. And then on top of that, these are three deeply melanated boys. At that, they ain't the Operation Protect the White Boy only swings one way. That pendulum only swings one way.
And exactly, Torian. So I always question, like, who raises these, like, this younger generation? I mean, I would
That,
say, Torian, from
go
our
ahead.
generation, we were raised with, like, you know what? Just being black and melanated, you already gonna have the world against you in America, period. And it's
Mhm.
like nobody's not teaching these younger generation that same mentality.
Mhm.
And it's just sad.
You know what
So
the thing is? I'll play devil's advocate with this. You can raise your kids to the best of your ability, make them upstanding individuals, but if they're influenced by something on the outside, which 9 times out of 10 it could very well be, that's what they're going to go with because they're testing the waters. I think all of us growing up, we probably did it, but see, we grew up at a time when there wasn't social media, so we wasn't that easily influenced. Like back then, you had to actually go outside to be influenced like that. Nowadays, the influence is right at your fingertips. It's right there. It's like in the house with you. You don't have to go outside for it.
yeah, I don't disagree with you on that, Torian. It's kind of like I faced skepticism over a post I did not too long ago where I said just because you grow up in a two-parent household with Christian values and a conservative outlook doesn't mean you're going to be a successful, prosperous person in life. You know what I'm saying?
It's funny you bring up the two-parent household. I mean, think about Ethan Crumbly.
Right.
Grew up in a
You know.
two-parent household, and now he's locked up for life, and both of his parents are locked up because guilt by association. It's funny that's happened because I just got sent an article maybe yesterday where they just sentenced a dad for practically the same thing what happened with Ethan Crumbly's parents. Like their kid had did something and just by guilt by association, and I think because he went and got something of his dad's, and I don't know if he did it or if he didn't, but or planned to do it. Now he's locked up because of something his son did or was about to do.
Right. And then, even under the defense of a single parent household, our vice president and potential GOP nominee came from a single parent household with a drug addicted mother. So, you can't completely slam, single parent household like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think this is the last question, Torian, before I get the buzzer. Everything that's going on with Nicki Minaj, do you think it's going to have an effect on her music? And Will we see
Oh,
that?
definitely. Oh, if she releases any more music, but I don't know many people that's checking for her music wise these days anyway.
I know I'm not Taurean, but I'm gonna go ahead and land my plane right there.
All right, thanks for coming up. Shout out to Samuel. All right, next up we got Xavier. What's going on?
Hey, brother Tori, B1, man.
B1.
Hope your weekend is going great.
It is.
Yeah. So first off, those three boys, that was some diabolical work, and they definitely need to have consequences thrown their way. I'm a little on the fence about, trying young kids like that as an adults, because I feel like they're not going to learn anything. They're just going to become more criminalized in the system. But I mean, putting them in some kind of reform situation might help more than that, because I think it's.
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Like I said, it all depends. Like I said, like that's typical, and it's like it always depends on the type of crime. Like these three violated. They literally, basically, snatched this girl up, pulled her into an open space, and had their way with her. Literally, and the part that got me was, in order to gag her, they put rocks in her mouth.
Oh, rocks in her mouth.
Like
crazy.
I think that probably that one was even crazier. And like I said, when you look at a crime like that, that's probably written somewhere in the fine print that if you are a minor and you commit this type of act, like that, or even if you take a life, by default they're going to go straight to charging you as an adult. Because when you think, because they have it broken up by juvenile based offenses, and then you have adult level offenses, and that is definitely an adult level act, like a felony right there.
Yeah, I agree.
I think that's the part that really got me when I first saw it. Before I had even saw their faces or their names, was their ages.
And the question,
because that's not something you hear every day.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, I've seen some really fucked up shit in my life, but that if I hear cases of kids engaging in stuff like that, it really disturbs me, because it begs the question, where are they even picking this up from? Someone had to have influenced them in some way, shape, or form to become like that. But like you said earlier, you can't always put it on the parents, because as a parent myself, I do the best I can to, raise my kids right, but you can only do so much. You're not always with them 24/7, so they could pick up a lot of this really diabolical shit out in the world. But you just have to pray that, they have the discernment to know right from wrong and all that. It's really unfortunate, honestly, and sick. But yeah, I mean, I've seen a case. Sorry to keep flogging on it. I actually seen a case where school kids who are even younger than this guy did that, and even put it on video to a girl, and it was disgusting. I don't know what's happening with this new generation, but it's ridiculous. Anyways, as for the Latino anti-blackness, we've already known it's really rampant in that community. And like I mentioned in the chat, that whole group chat that came out, most of those guys saying all those things, all those racist slurs, where most of them are Latino, or at least they had Latino names, and they're unafraid to do this shit now, because the same GOP that's pretending to call them out, or call out the guy who created the group chat in the first place, is now trying to pretend like, oh, these are not our people. These are your people. You encourage this shit. You encourage this for years. Everything from DEI to trying to erase Black history. It's all coming full circle. So you can't just turn around and say these are not your people. These are definitely your people. As for the sister, I was like, it's good on her for even knowing, because I think as Black people in general, we need to actually learn certain languages to be able to keep safe, especially if we're around, other people like
I've always said that, especially like when there's like a lot of when some black women still go to these nail shops to get their pedicures and manicures. You never know what they start saying. I always say that if someone who is foreign is speaking to you in English and all of a sudden they switch up and start speaking in their native language, I'm always curious. What are they saying, and are they talking about me? 9 times out of 10, they probably are, and they're banking that you don't know the language.
Which is why it's really
like Wallace said in the chat, have a translator on you.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
You can download the translators on your phone.
Like Google Translate, live translation, exactly. So, I mean, shout out to her for at least calling them out to their face, because letting that stuff slide really doesn't help things at all. It's better to address it immediately, and there should be consequences, and rightly so. The last thing, Charlie Kirk. Why is this dude still, being pushed like some kind of intellectual?
They still trying to keep his memory alive. But like I said, many of y'all probably didn't even know that they put a whole banner up of him until I said.
Oh no, I saw the video. Oh, I saw the video 2 days ago. There was this black lady that she was talking about it. She was flabbergasted because she has she, according to her, she had like 5 different degrees, and Charlie Kirk, who's a dropout, gets his face plastered on the Department of Education. The same guy who was trying to tell people not to go to college. For God's sake, that is crazy. That is crazy. These guys would promote. They would promote a baked potato. Really, as long as the baked potato is white, it makes no sense. No sense whatsoever. Anyways, that's really all I got. I got to get back to work, but thanks for bringing me up.
No problem. Thanks for coming up. Shout out to Xavier from coming up. Next up, we got Joseph. What's going on?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I have to watch the playback again because I missed so much, and I just happened to catch it live. Apologies for that. 2 things. Then as the movie stay winning, let it continue to win. I'm still waiting for that Oscar sweep. Did the Oscars happen already?
It's next Sunday, the 15th.
Next Sunday, okay. Well, I will be hopeful for that Oscar sweep. And what happened in Florida, that could be a whole video in and of itself. And you could have a discussion about that.
I had said that if I wasn't incorporating this into the live, that probably would have been its own separate video. But because I already have so many other commentaries, that's why I said let me just put it into this recap.
Because I haven't had necessarily had a conversation with someone about this, but I said, well, when it comes to life experiences, I said to myself, the less the world has to teach you, the better. Because when the world teaches you a lesson, it's branded. It's like a scar that never gets removed.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were raised in the right way at home by your parents and your community, when that experience does happen, it doesn't leave as much of a scar as if you go out wilding and then the world just slams a consequence on you that's not easily removed or ever removed.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna land there. Thanks for having me up.
No problem. All right. We about to bring up our last person. And of course, I have to play the intro.
Heed my command and reclaim these relics of hatred.
Miss Nisi, take us home.
No timer, please.
Oh, I don't know if people noticed this, but I didn't put the timer on today. So if y'all noticed that it felt like it was going on a while, I didn't turn the timer on, but I purposely didn't say it until now. Because you're the last.
All right, I'm getting on camera.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I can see you.
First of all, good afternoon to you, Taurean, and family in the chat.
Good afternoon.
I have listened to all that was spoken about today. And I'm speaking from my spirit, what the Lord has put on my spirit. Family, we all know this is the end times. Have your power tools at the ready. Get your necessary supplies. We as a people have always fought from the day of our conception. We as the Most High's chosen people know we're going through trial by fire right now. The devil is pulling out the stops. We're being assaulted on all fronts. We as a people, we are here. We're going to be here. And when it's all said and done, we have the victory. But by no means, if shit is brought our way, we going to answer the call. And it ain't going to be necessarily in the way you expect it. Taurean, family in the chat. We know what we got to do. We know what we got to do. I'm going to land there.
All right, appreciate you coming up. Shout out to Ms. Nisi for closing us out with that spiritual message, as only she can pull off. Well, that is going to bring this weekly recap to a close. I do have a live that I will be doing tomorrow. It's not the True Crime Sunday. That'll be next Sunday. But I do have a live that I have coming tomorrow on something that I found very, very interesting about a film that I'm sure many of us in this chat have watched. I'm not going to say what the movie is, but there was a video breakdown someone did, and I found it on Threads a couple days ago, and I downloaded that video, and we're going to watch it because it's going to blow your mind. And the thing is, I didn't pick up on any of that, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't when I first watched this movie. But we're going to talk about that tomorrow. That live will be at the same time as this one was today at 11, so definitely be tuned in for that. If y'all are a member of the channel, like I told you, I'm going to post up the other members only video today when I close this live down, so y'all will see it in maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. But with that being said, now I'm not giving a hint. I mean, if I give a hint, you're going to know what it is. But it's not, I'll say this, it's not an old movie. It's not an old movie. Like, it's not something that came out like in the 90s or even the early 2000s. But it's I guess you could say it's still fairly recent. It had a lot of people talk about it when it first came out. I'll put it like that. It's not Get Out. Okay, it's not even anything by Jordan Peele. I'll leave it at that. Y'all will find out tomorrow, though. But anyway, y'all, we are about to get up out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. I think it's pretty, it's okay where I'm at. Stay warm, whatever. And I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Be safe. And most importantly, be one.